Hi and welcome to the Vet Story Podcast, home to the most outrageous stories told in VetMed. It's raw, it's unfiltered, unscripted, unedited, just raw, off-the-cuff stories. I'm your host, Reece Generelli, and if you're in the VetMed space in any capacity, and you have a story like this, I want to hear it. So get ready to have a laugh, eyes on the road if you're driving, close the doors, and enjoy the show. And we are back with another episode with Dr. Brian. Now, if I got your name right, Burquin?
Burquin, awesome, perfect. First time.
Awesome.
Good job.
First time. Everyone remembers their first time. So, I'm with this awesome guy, Brian. He is from the Uncharted community and network. I've obviously met you through there. I've always had some great conversations with you, and you are a ton or a wealth of information that everyone should want to tap into. But I'm going to give it to you. Introduce yourself. What's going on in your world?
Sure. So Dr. Brianbourquin, owner of Boston Veterinary Clinic. I'm one of the two Boston boys with my husband Paul Materis. We own 5 clinics in Boston, Charlestown, Brookline, Wellesley, Seaport, and Bay Village, all 5. And I'm also going to give a quick plug to Not One More Vet. I'm the president of Not One More Vet, NOMV, working to increase improve mental wellness, mental health in the veterinary community. And by that,
That's awesome.
Increasing death by suicide, obviously. So,
yeah, huge respect for that organization.
Thank you. We need support and money, and some more money.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what makes the world go round, I'm sure.
Yes.
So yeah, I know that you have a story, and I don't want to ruin it for the listeners, but I want you to tell it. Let's go.
Sure.
All I can say is it's about a lipstick.
It's about lipstick. Yep. So this is my cocktail hour story that I tell. It was my first year out of vet school. So baby vet. I was living with an intern at Angel Memorial. So we were 2 underpaid, overworked veterinarians. So set the stage. So it was a rare night where she wasn't on and I was home. I was on call though. This is back in the day before there was like all these emergency vets and on-call services. You actually had to carry a little beeper. You like a drug dealer, so you had your little beeper. And so my beeper went off, and we're sitting in the living room, and you both look to see, oh fuck, whose beeper is it? I'm like, oh, it's mine. So I didn't usually have to go in. More often than not, it was just a like, what do you do? Does this need to be seen, etc. So people went off. I called in. This woman's hysterical. My dog, my lipstick. She's going on. She's slightly foreign accent. Couldn't really understand her, but she kept saying my lipstick. So of course I'm like, foreign body? Is it stuck in the dog's mouth? Like, great. I'm gonna have to go in and like palpate this dog. Is it sticking out of its butt? Like, all the stuff, right? And my roommate slash classmate slash veterinarian is rolling her eyes like, oh, foreign body. It's gonna be a foreign body. It's gonna be a foreign body. Don't grab it out. So I call this woman. And I was like, okay, tell me what's going on. When did he eat the lipstick? And she's like, what do you mean eat the lipstick? I said, well, on your message, you said about the lipstick. And she's like, no, eat lipstick. I was like, well, what is lipstick? Well, it's sticking out. And I was like, oh, like from the bum? She's like, no, the pee-pee. And I was like, oh, the penis. And she's like, oh, no, don't say that. Do not say that. I was like, well, that's what it is. It's been out for hours. And I'm trying to not do any like dialect because I'm not good at it and I don't want to like insult anybody. So I'm doing as bad a job of a dialect as I can do. But in how she's trying to speak, she was talking about the lipstick, which was the dog's penis. And she's like, it get bigger. And I was like, well, that's what. So at this point, my roommate is starting to giggle on the couch, right? Because I've got it on speaker, right? So she's hearing, this is old phones, not cell phones. I've got it on speaker. And so she's starting to giggle. And she's like, well, I was like, well, what color? She's like, well, it was red lipstick. It's now purple lipstick. I was like, okay, well, that's not good. Your dog has got an engorged penis. Don't say the word. I was like, okay, so your dog has got an engorged lipstick. So I'm playing it along now. And the funny part about this story, or the funnier part is, I had shoulder surgery while I was in vet school, and so I missed some of the theorio class. And apparently in the Theorio class, they talked about how to deal with a male dog's engorged penis. Because for those that know about dogs, usually they have to actually, they will have to ejaculate for it to go back down. Because once it fills up, then that's why the dogs, they go back to back. I wasn't there that day. So I have a hysterical woman on the phone with a dog with an erection that won't go down. So I direct her to masturbate her dog to make it ejaculate. Now, my roommate who was there that day is at this point fallen off the couch laughing as I'm explaining to the woman how to use lubricating jelly to ejaculate her dog. And she did it, and she did it, and we were all good. So we finished with the call, and she's like, you can just use like salt water or sugar water, and that'll take the swelling right down. And I was like, you bitch, you just let me go on and on this phone call, masturbate this woman's lipstick, and you sat there, and she's like, this is the best on-call night I've ever had. And that's my lipstick story. Kills them every time. I can't even make this shit up. I can't make it up. Like, this is legit. If I write a
I
book,
love it.
it'll be my first chapter.
I love it. I love it. That's
And it doesn't paint me in a good light. Like, this is not a good story. This is not one I want on my tombstone. Definitely not in my mind. But it makes people laugh.
that's I hang on my cheeks are sore.
It's a good one, right?
Yeah. That I love it. I love that one. Oh shit. So and then was there a conversation after that? Did she come
Oh, no,
back? Did she you just leave?
once it ejaculated, the erection went down, went back, boop, lipstick went away. She said thank you, and that's when I found out that you could actually just use like very, very strong sugar water, and it takes the swelling down. But I wasn't there for that class that day, so I went to what I knew, and we'll leave it at that.
Okay. So just curious, was there some chocolates delivered for the next day? Just
No. On call, no. It's never the ones you actually like. No, it's no. There was nothing. There was nothing. Oh, I get it now. Yeah, you're good one. Yeah. The dog sent me chocolate. Yeah. I got you. Oh, right over my blonde head. Right over my blonde head. Good one. Good one.
oh geez. Okay. All right. We have time for another one. Do you have one off the cuff?
Um, no, that's the best. I can't really
That's the
top that
best you
one.
got?
That I mean that one's still. I mean, there's like stupid stories about chasing llamas and anything from large animal is funny, but that one really is like in practice still's the top of the.
Oh shit. I love it. That's great. Okay. You give me a story. So where can people find you, Brian? And what do you have going on that people should really know about? I mean, obviously you're the president of
Yeah,
Nambi.
so Navi's going to be
Tell me,
my biggest plug ever.
yep,
Navi.org. And I wasn't joking about money. I mean, it's an organization that is just working tirelessly to try to increase mental health. There's Clear Blueprint for Navi, which is where you can actually get your practice accredited. A lot of people don't know about that. So you can get AHA accredited, you
really?
can get Fear Free accredited. So my husband and I came up with the idea, what about if you could have a mental health accredited, right? Because every clinic now is the unicorn practice or
Yep,
it's another family, but they obviously can't all be that. And so what it
yep,
is it's a system of modules that you go through as an entire clinic. 80% of the clinic has to be involved, so it can't just be the practice owners.
yep,
It has to include all the staff, and I think you have to get a 75 grade or higher to pass the module. And it's based, some of it's just basic stuff like, oh, do you let your people take lunch? And that's kind of basic.
yeah.
If you had PTO, are you actually allowed to use it? And then things like, so fortunately, we passed the first time because that would have been really embarrassing
No,
had we
no.
not. So we're Clear
Of course.
Blueprint accredited, but there was areas that were a little not surprising, but just pointed out to us. So the area that we actually fared lowest in was financial health, and it wasn't financial health of the clinic. It was actually of the staff members, which that's not shocking, right? It's not a living wage still, sadly, in most of the for most of our support staff. But I didn't realize to what an extent people were living paycheck to paycheck. And
Mm,
so we actually, so that's one thing. Realization is big, right? I mean, I obviously knew. I mean, vets didn't make a ton either, and unfortunately, support staff make even less. And Boston's a very expensive city. Um, so we actually sat down and said, well, what are we going to do about that, right? We need to make this better, because for many of our staff members, this was literally like keeping them up at night. Like, am I going to choose food? For some people, food versus rent? And we pay well, by the way,
mm.
just to put that out there.
Yeah, yeah.
But we decided to pay better. So we added to, I think it was $2, $3 to all our exam fees. None of it went in my pocket. None of it went to the clinic. That went directly to increasing everybody's wages. So, we're still not at a living wage for an expensive city like Boston. A lot of people have to live outside the city and have roommates. But it did take some of that pressure off. And
Yep.
how do we serve better? As I mean, most of us, our why is to provide the best veterinary care possible. Well, you're going to do that when you're calmer and you're not worrying about eating versus rent and things like that. So, something that didn't cost us anything. It just meant we had, like, a little stiffer up lip, and we're going to live with this price increase. Like, a little scary as a practice owner, but no one said anything. And then we actually, the next time we did it, because inflation and whatnot, we won't get into politics. The next time it happened, we actually we let our clients know, like, hey, you're going to notice there's a fee or an increased fee on top of the exam. And and that's going, it's kind of like they do at least in the United States. That's what they do with the wait staff. They've actually started giving it an increased amount of the paycheck that goes right to them. And so now we use that. So blah, blah, blah. So we can use Clear Blueprint, besides making our clinic a happier, healthier place to be, and happier staff and better patients. We also can use that for advertising and for recruiting. And so, for your listeners, definitely check out navi.org. Ask about Clear Blueprint, get your clinic accredited. Let's get more real unicorn practices, not the ones that are a horse with a horn on top. And let's make a difference.
No, absolutely. I love that. I love that it's outside the box thinking. I love that, we've put the onus on. Hmm, sorry, we've put the onus on ourselves. When I say ourselves, as a practice owner myself, that what can we do to support? I know there's elasticity in our prices. I know that there is. Well, I'm in Vancouver, so therefore, our cost of living is probably just as high as yours.
Right.
It becomes a question on how we still support our team. But I love that outside the box thinking. I think it's sensational, Brian.
Yeah, it was
Um,
great. I mean, it was a feel good for everybody. Everyone felt good about it. We felt good. They felt good, and literally not one client complained. I mean, once they realized what it was going for and what it was for, not one single person. So any practice owners on here, or practice managers, you're afraid of that $2, $3, whatever the case may be,
yeah,
advertise that shit, and use it for recruitment, and you're not gonna lose clientele, but you will maintain your staff, because let me tell you, that staff knows that I've got their back, and that's important.
and how much is staff retention worth these days? I remember I did a study recently. Sorry, not I did a study, but I did a chat on it, and it was on average the average business, not just our industry, but the average business spends $57,000 in training the next
Right,
person that is about to
right,
leave.
right.
So what is $3, $5
Right, right. No,
an
that's
hour?
that's so true. We it's the same. You talk about recruitment, but like maintain. Like, do a stay interview. Like, don't wait till they're leaving.
Yep,
Keep them there. Give them CE. Like,
yep,
help them to that next level. Like keep your staff with you. They want to be there. Help them.
yep.
Help them stay there.
Especially when they're engaged, and when they're engaged, they're gonna, we talk about times X times something their wage, but they're gonna increase your profitability as
Right.
well.
And we also give referral bonuses, so they get their friends,
No.
and so come to Boston Veterinary Clinic if you're in Boston. BBC.
Yeah, no, I absolutely. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
Right.
Right, that's a great thing. Sorry. Yeah, no, absolutely. I love that. Brian, yeah, man, always a pleasure to speak to you, man. Where are you going to be anywhere, speaking anywhere soon?
I think I'm at VMX, and I think in Vegas. I'm not sure yet. So gotta
I'll
see
be in
who.
Vegas.
Yeah,
I
we're
will
gonna
see
see
you in Vegas.
see who's gonna pay to hear me speak, or you just buy me a drink at the bar, whichever works.
Mate, we'll do more than just buy the drinks at the bar.
Okay.
Thanks, Brian. I appreciate your time. Thanks very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good.
And thanks for joining us today. That's all we have time for. If you're tired of being a business operator and want to be a business owner, give me a call. If you have heard of Traction, EOS, Lean, 4DX, all these other systems out there, they're all great systems, but none of them are vet specific. I have taken the best of every system, rebuilt them using our industry KPI standards and your practice core metrics, because every practice is different. I will bring your vision to life, get your team bought in and aligned to your long-term goals. I will systemize your practice so you can have more time doing what you love to do. Stop having people rely on you. Let's take the pain away from being a business operator and move into the business owner category. If this interests you and excites you, go to my website, www.ivmsolutions.org. Until next time, take care.